Hey, y'all. Good morning and welcome to another story time brought to you by ABC Read and ABC Learn, in which we are here to help you develop and nurture that love of reading in every child as well as every adult. How are you all doing out there today? Evening, we're early in the morning, we're late at night, middle of the afternoon, wherever you are around the globe. I hope that you all are doing absolutely splendid, terrific, phenomenal, and all of those great adjectives. All right. And I hope that you all have read or you are planning to read for at least 30 minutes. All right, you guys, I'm just going to tell you all this really quickly before I delve into our book. You know, I'm filling our book Fish in a Tree. And I just want to remind you guys about simply making sure you're taking the time out to read daily, period. Now, I'm going to say this dreaded word that there's quite a few of you will be attending really soon, and that is school. That's right. For some of you, school will be starting actually in a couple of weeks. All right, at the end of July. All right, you have some kids who are starting school at the end of July. Majority of kids will be starting school in the beginning of August, like that first week. And I remember a time when school used to start after Labor Day, which is in September. But one of the reasons why they started school now, they pushed it back so that kids will be starting a lot of times in the beginning of August, is because of the fact kids will go back to school and they will be behind in those reading skills, math skills too, but I focus on our reading and our literacy. And so that's why you hear a lot of educators talking about the whole summer slide, which I've talked about multiple times on my videos, into which kids' reading skills decline. So when they go back to school, then when they are, getting prepared and, and they're getting their reviews and all of those types of things, they're behind. And so it's like teachers have to spend a lot of time reviewing because kids are behind when it comes to reading. So just saying, y'all, please make sure you're reading for at least 30 minutes a day. Even if you're listening to a book on audio, even if someone is reading aloud to you, like me, all right, do those types of things. You will be ahead of the game. And plus, it's not just about the fact of just, I want to go to school and get all these great grades and da da. Of course, if you do that, that's fine. But the main thing is for you so that you can be able to develop those habits of reading things on your own, researching on your own, so that you don't have to depend on what somebody else is telling you. You can go research things for yourself. And especially for my children in the African American community, we unfortunately have that history of being, our ancestors were enslaved. And so when our ancestors were enslaved, they were beaten and tortured if they tried to learn how to read, period. They were told, you cannot read. That was one of the main things that they did not want our enslaved ancestors to do. Why is that? Because, see, reading is empowering. When you are reading, you're educating yourselves. And so then you're understanding, like, wait a minute, for our enslaved ancestors, they would have woken up and said, hold up, what is this? Why do you have me in this situation? I need to fight back against what you are doing because this is not my destiny in life to be your slave. And that's what happened to Frederick Douglass. So I'm just saying again, once again, just please remember to incorporate, put in your day reading for at least 30 minutes. Holla. Bam. Look, cover gone. Y'all know it. That's why I show y'all the side. I show you all the spine. Excuse me. This is the spine. The front part of the book is the cover, front cover. Then you have the back cover, right? All right, so we are reading from the book again. And if you have the book, please go get it, y'all. Follow along. I'm on page 211. The chapter is chapter 41, Not So Secret Letter. And again, this is Fish in a Tree by Lynda Mullaly Hunt. The main character, Allie Nickerson, has a reading disability. And she has been struggling with her self-esteem, being low and all of those things. But now we're in the part of the book where She had got voted by her classmates as the class president, and things are looking a little bit brighter for her now. She is definitely developing more confidence in herself. All right, so let's delve in and find out what this chapter, Not So Secret Letter, is all about. In that foggy time between sleeping and being awake, before I even open my eyes, I already remember that I am class president. I ask myself if it was a dream, knowing that it wasn't. Knowing by the way it feels like my insides are rising into the air even before I sit up. It's like when you wake up on Christmas morning and remember what day it is. I lie there thinking that I'm happy Mr. Daniels counted the votes in front of everyone. I don't think I would have believed him if he'd just said I'd won later. When I get to school, everyone acts the same, but I feel different. I put my stuff away and head to my desk, where I find an envelope with my name on the front. Weird. I sit down and slide it off the desk. Glancing around, I pull a piece of paper from the envelope. I expect it will be a note from Mr. Daniels congratulating me, but it's not. It's a full page of cursive writing. I recognize some of the words like love, but I don't know what most of it says. The name at the bottom is Max. I look over at him and he nods once. I look away, feeling like my face must be glowing like Rudolph's nose. I fold up the letter and slide it into my pocket, wishing I could read it. I think that when I get home and can study it, I may be able to figure it out, but I can't stare at it now. I look over at Keisha, who is putting her things in the closet. Hey, she says, sitting down. Hey, my mouth opens to tell her about the note, but she's not the best person at being quiet about things, and I'm afraid everyone will find out about it. So I take a deep breath and decide it will have to wait. I don't have a choice. I'm both happy and mad at myself. Happy about the note and mad I can't read it. Max is cute, and I like the red and white football jerseys that he wears all the time. And now that I think he likes me, I think I might like him too. So, how does it feel to be president? Keisha smiles. Oh, yeah, man, this may be the best week of my entire life. Same old stuff, I say. Huh? Same old stuff. Already gone to your head? Don't worry, I'll still talk to you and everything. Like you could ever ignore me. We both laugh. Okay, my fantasticos, Mr. Daniels begins. He reminds us to put our homework in the basket and gets the class helpers working on lunch counts and stuff. And I sit up straighter, feeling like I have a place in this class. After Mr. Daniels finishes with the boring morning stuff, he says, one more thing. Our new class president, Allie Nickerson, has her first student government meeting today. So if you have any suggestions for her, please let her know. If you have ideas for changes, she's the one in charge. I know that I shouldn't smile, but keeping my mouth from smiling is like trying to keep Travis from loving cars. The first suggestion I get is from Oliver. I'm trying to do my work and he stands in front of my desk. I have a suggestion. Okay, what is it? I think we should be able to bring candy for snacks, like piles of it, like dump trucks backing up to the school with the warning beeper going. And then it would dump like a huge pile of candy in front of the school, and the kids could use shovels to collect it. Because that rule they made this year about healthy snacks is dumb and took away the only thing about school I liked. And Oliver, Mr. Daniels interrupts. He looks up. You have a question? I'm giving my advice to the president. I have an idea. He half smiles. Okay, then. Well, finish up and get back to your seat. Oliver looks back at me. Okay, can you do that? I'll try. He looks disappointed. Suki interrupts. I disagree. The healthier snack rule was good. It is bad for your body to fill with candy. He looks over at her. Stop acting like you're a grown up. Jeez. Other kids give me suggestions too. Just before lunch, I hear Shay complaining that if she'd been elected, she'd have started a horseback riding club at school. For a second, I feel bad. And then I realize she couldn't possibly do that. Horses? Where will we get horses? I think about starting a Fly to the Moon every Thursday club, and a mind movie plays in my head of a silver rocket with blue stripes flying to the moon with Keisha, Albert, and me strapped in. Albert calmly explains the energy required to lift the rocket. Keisha is screaming she's so happy, and I'm laughing because I'm happy, they're happy. I'm pulled out of my movie by Shay, who's standing in front of me. Everyone agrees you should go crawl into a hole and never come out. Since I won the election, I guess not everyone feels that way. And I'm surprised that instead of saying something back to me, she just stumps off. At the end of the day, as we are getting ready to board the buses, Shay trumps up to me with her shadow Jessica right behind her. So, did you get the letter? Why is she asking me about that? A little voice in my head warns me. What letter? Shay glances behind her and turns back. You know, the letter. What are you talking about? I ask. She is impatient. The letter. She drops her voice to a whisper. From Max saying you should meet him for lunch? You never showed. He is really disappointed. Oh, he is? She glances behind herself again. So do you like him? Why did he want to see me at lunch? Allie, you can't just ignore something like that. It's rude. I see Max coming, but don't say anything. She continues. He really likes you. So you should answer Max's letter and say the thing in it that he says too. Okay, will you tomorrow? What letter? He asks. Max. Oh, hi, Shay says, stumbling over her words. What letter? You said my name. I never thought I'd see Shay unable to talk. Actually, I say, the love letter Shay says you wrote to me. I hand it to him. Thanks very much, but I'm busy. Wait, I didn't actually, he says to me, trying to be nice. Then he looks at the letter and at Shay and Jessica. And he doesn't look so nice. Jessica turns pale, but not as pale as Shay does. Whatever was going to happen at the lunch table is something I'm lucky to have missed. It's the first time ever I've been grateful not to be able to read. Oh, wow. Look at that. Y'all see Allie? Oh my goodness, man. She is just like on it now. She is just, it really, really helps when, you start having some great things happen for you and you start to develop a little more confidence, right? It kind of reminds me of, I think about when I'm watching a basketball team and they're playing and say, the team, they are, they were down, right? And they start, making a couple of three pointers, stumbling over my words, making a couple of three pointers or, making some layups. And then they seeing the points increase and everything. And then next thing you know, they just start developing this confidence and they just start making more points and more points. And that's what happens when you are down, all right? You are that person who, you're struggling a little bit and, it just seems like things aren't going your way. Then the next thing you know, things start picking up for you, right? Just like with Allie, she became the class president, all right? And she's getting help from Mr. Daniels after school with her reading. So that is helping her confidence being built. And so then, and even with this situation with Shay and Jessica, she could have fell for that trap, right? She could have been like, oh my God, and oh, Max he likes me, and, I really need to respond. But when they came up to her, them little signals went off. And so she started, that little insight kicked in. And so she's like, wait a minute, hold up. Something's wrong with this picture here. And so when you see how she did it, really strategic with it. I loved how she did that and how Max was like, wait a minute, hold up. What are y'all talking about? He heard his name. I didn't write that letter. Huh? So I'm really, really, again, I'm loving this book. It is showing that there are so many lessons inside of this book that all of us can learn, not just young people. And that's the thing I like about this book. This is, to me, in my opinion, even though this is a book more for like fourth, fifth grade, sixth graders, even seventh graders, to me, this book resonates for adults as well, because there are a lot of lessons, there are a lot of things that you can learn about just being strategic, really thinking things through and not just reacting. All right. And this is something actually one of the things that reading can help you do. Develop those critical thinking skills, those problem solving skills, so that you're not just being a person who's like, every time something happens, you're like, oh. No, you're really thinking about the situation first. So with that being said, I am going to end this read aloud, and I hope that you all have enjoyed it. I hope you all have gained a lot of insight as well as I have. And I hope you all just have fun with reading. You know what I'm saying? It's summer. Summer, summer, summertime, summertime. Won't you sit back with your book and unwind? All right, sorry. I had to like put a little Fresh Prince up in there. I know y'all like, because she likes stop. Nope, I can't. I love it. All right, y'all. Please keep reading for at least 30 minutes a day. Pace reading, family.